What's up, Chic Squad? Back in the building with another video.
Amazing, outrageous. It's simple. I love it. Having you near me.
What's up, everybody? Showing love to the solo, taking it easy, and married mothers and brothers out there. If you're new to this channel, make sure you push that subscribe button and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. My name is Chic Amine, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel. So as you can read by the title, y'all, I'm doing a first time mom, my first year video today. So as you can know by the title, I'm a first time mom, and if you've been watching my videos, watching my vlogs, everything like that, you will be able to catch up with the whole experience from the labor up until where we at now, you know. So I didn't record my pregnancy because it was like a little sensitive time for me, and I just kind of waited until it was time to give birth, and then that's when I started, you know, kind of vlogging, documenting everything from there. So make sure you go back and check out all those videos. But I just decided today to just do something more like what I want to do, you know what I mean? I just kind of want to talk about just everything about the experience of a first time mom for me going into a first year. I hope this is helpful for people who are maybe going through this journey, or if you already been here, maybe it's some things that, you know, we can relate on, you know. So yeah, that's it. So let's get into this video. My baby turns 1 this month. It's like, I think the fact that she's turning 1 has kind of made me even more, it gives me more anxiety and depression than what I have already experienced, you know, this whole year. I guess I can just start off with the birth. So as you know, if you catch up on my labor and delivery vlog, which I hope you do, I had my baby and I had to be induced. I just went in the hospital for some spotting, and then they told me, you're gonna have her today. She was supposed to be born on June 9th. I ended up having her on May 25th. Everything just kind of went fast, and I became a mom like boom, you know what I mean? During that time, her dad didn't even know like if I was gonna have he didn't, when I told him I'm ready to go to the hospital because I'm spotting, he was like, oh, okay, just call me, you know. He went on and hit to work. He didn't think nothing of me ready to be induced, you know what I mean? So I got in, they all of a sudden they like, you gonna have this baby, so he at work. He was a little bit further out than just getting right to me, you know what I mean? And so my labor like part of all the contractions and all that stuff, my water breaking and all that, I experienced that all by myself, just me and the nurse. I only during the time, you know, we was going through COVID, so you only can have one support person, and I had him down. So we was waiting on him to get there, but he was trying, but it was a little difficult. But he did make it there for when I pushed. He came in there probably like an hour, 2 hours before I pushed. So it eventually all worked out, but the birth of my baby was already kind of like, I was already on edge coming into becoming a mom for the first time. Breastfeeding. Okay, breastfeeding is a whole other beast. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they should call it beast feeding. Okay, so when I first started breastfeeding, I started in the hospital. I was determined, because like that's how my mind was set up, that I'm going to breastfeed this baby. Like, they kept saying, okay, do you want us to take her to the nursery? Do you want us to do this? Do you want us to do that? You know what I mean? Do you want us to give her this or that? And I'm like, I want to sit here with my baby and I want to breastfeed her. So that alone is a whole other stressful situation. It's a beautiful thing, because once your baby able to feed off of you and you able to produce the milk and everything for them, it's like it's a I don't know, it's just like a experience or a feeling that you feel like you are, you know, powerful. Like, I got this magical power that I can feed my baby through my body. So that was the good side of it. But it's also that thing of your baby is always dependent on you. It's to the point where at night my baby wake up and I'm the only one to get up with her at night, because she don't go back to sleep unless she breastfeeding. So if you give her a bottle, she won't go, she'll wake up. But if I breastfeed her, she'll go right back to sleep. So it's to the point where for the past year, I've been getting up with her every single night, all night since she got up, you know, since she's been born, because I breastfeed. And breastfeeding is just what she wants at night. Through the day, it's a little different. I do breastfeed throughout the day, but I also supplement with formula as she got a little older. And I started to realize, like, the breastfeeding thing is a whole situation, y'all. Any little thing can decrease your breast milk. Any little thing can make you not produce the milk the way you need to, and now your baby not getting what they need to get. So all of that is it plays a big part into just your whole breastfeeding journey. With breastfeeding, everybody says, oh, you know, you're gonna lose weight, it's gonna be good for you. Okay, it's good for your baby, but I don't know so much good for you. I didn't lose not 1 pound. Well, I didn't lose not 1 pound breastfeeding, because most of the time I spent a lot of my time trying to keep my milk supply up, and everything that really keeps your milk supply up is things that are very kind of, you know, fats and the proteins and all that stuff. So a lot of times I just ate big bowls of oatmeal. I eat these lactation cookies with your oatmeal. I kind of keep, you know, a lot of different, I keep the fruit and vegetables in me too, but I also like to just kind of keep a lot of that more, you know, I ate a lot of salmon, you know, and it's just some foods that I just wasn't used to eating on a regular, and that oatmeal was a big thing. I ate big bowls of oatmeal every morning for like the first, I just recently stopped eating oatmeal probably when she got about 10 months. And I said, okay, we ready to cut back on the breastfeeding. She ready to cut back on the formula, everything like that. So I'm gonna start trying to get my body back. And so with your body, it's been a journey, y'all, because like I said, with her breastfeeding, I haven't been able to really get a lot of rest. I'm the one up with her every single night, and she is 11 months now, and she still gets up sometimes 2 times a night. And you know, like I said, I breastfeed her, she go right back to sleep. So I'm used to working out in the morning. I've always been a morning workout person. Like, I like to get up like at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, go ahead, work out and get my day going. But I'm so exhausted at this point that when 6 o'clock come, most of the time I might be breastfeeding. Or when 6 o'clock come, I just laid her down. And I'm just like, I just need 5 more minutes. You know what I mean? 10 more minutes. And it's just, it don't happen. So hopefully that's something that working out and all of that, eating right and getting your body back, hopefully that's something that gets better over the time. But that first year for me, it has been trying to lose weight and eat right and work out and get my body back. That's something that has just been hard for me, you know, but I'm working on it. And I, you know, these past couple days since she's ready to transition completely over to just solids and no more formula, I'm still gonna breastfeed her, but I'm not like subjecting my body to eat this and eat that for the breast milk. Because, you know, if it eventually wean off, then good. And if not, if I'm still producing and she's able to breastfeed, and I'm gonna do that until I feel the time is right for me to completely wean her off of the breast milk. But right now, going into the second year, going into the first year, I plan on focusing on my body this go around, focusing on what I'm eating and all of that stuff. Before I had the baby, I worked the whole time I was pregnant. I do accounting work, so I worked carrying her the whole time. I worked up until they induced me on that Monday morning. I went to work on that Friday. So I was planning on going to work that Monday, that they induced me. So I never even got to my maternity leave. My maternity leave was supposed to be the beginning of June. I ended up not even being able to go to work, just out of nowhere, you know. So that was difficult for me, and because of COVID and everything like that, I was already going through issues with, I had just came off of being laid off from my job that I was hired for during COVID. So the job that I was working on was a new opportunity that had just came along for me, you know, and I didn't have those benefits of getting the maternity benefits and all of that stuff. I wasn't at the company long enough. So I needed to be able to still support my baby and pay my bills, but at this point I didn't have an income. So I was blessed enough to be able to work remotely, and I worked remotely. I think I started working remotely when she was about 2 weeks old, and I started with this small call center that I started with, and I only worked there 4 hours a day. I said I was going to do something part-time just to give me a little bit of an income, just to kind of keep up with the things that I needed to keep up with, you know, because she do have a dad, you know. And so I would be on the phone, and it was just like the call center was like this recorded line. Well, not recorded line, the script. You read off a script at this particular job, you know, and people would call, and I would just read the script to them, and they just have to say, I accept. And then boom. That was it. That was all my job was. But I did that when she was 2 weeks old. So it was like times where she was like, but we made it work, you know. And from then on, I was able to get better opportunities working remotely. I did virtual assistant for a little while, which did good. That was more flexible, where you could work on your own pace for the most part. And then I was blessed enough to find a more full-time job working remotely, which was even better, but it was also stressful. Don't think just because somebody working from home that their life is so much better, you know, especially not with a baby, because it's times where I had to be demanded to be doing this job, and you working full-time, so you know you got these people that's like, hey, we need this type of work and this type of quality done. But at the same time, your baby might start crying when you're in the middle of an important phone call, or when you're in the middle of some important paperwork that you're trying to get out there and finished and correct. And, you know, it can be stressful sometimes. I'm not going to sit here and say working remotely is all that. The only benefit is I'm here with my baby. I'm able to see her, you know, movements. I'm able to know what's going on with her. I'm able to control who's around her. We able to, you know, deduct that high daycare expense that you know that you do have and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's still not always that easy. And like I tell y'all on this video right here, it's not no complaining, but it's just keeping it real with y'all, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and just like try to make it seem like, you know, having a baby and everything is just like woosah. You know, it's not all the time, y'all. It's not. It's like some days I don't know if I'm coming or going. Some days I'm barely able to take a shower. Some days I'm barely able to comb my hair. Some days I'm just grabbing anything to eat because I don't have time to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? And it's just one child, and it's no complaints. It's just what it is, you know. And having a baby is a beautiful thing. I think the best moment about being a mom is when I see my baby sleeping, like, and I see her and she just laid there just looking so innocent, which, you know, because she is so innocent, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I just love that moment. Just, you know, it's just a beautiful moment, and it's like I'm so proud to be able to create life and to produce. And I had my baby naturally. You know, like, I did get an epidural, I ain't gonna lie. Towards the ending, I got an epidural because I felt like I was ready to pass out, and her dad at the time wasn't there, and I thought I was ready to pass out in the floor. So because I felt like I was ready to pass out in the floor, I said I need something, you know, because I don't want to pass out and then I don't know what's going on with my baby. You feel what I'm saying? So I did get an epidural towards the end, and that was that, you know. So overall, whew, woosah. A lot of people always say, okay, don't, you know, utilize your help and don't be afraid to ask for help and all of that good stuff. But it's sometimes we get to a point where help is not available, you know. It's like, I wish sometimes I could have the help that I needed. Like sometimes I just be like, gosh, I wish I could have somebody to watch my baby while I just clean my house up. Or, you know, sometimes I wish I could have somebody watch my baby while I just run to the store and do some grocery shopping, or do this or do that, or do this and do that. And sometimes help is just not available, you know. But if you do have help, and it's the right help that you feel comfortable with, then definitely get your help. But in some cases, you don't have help. So don't let people tell you get help, because sometimes help is not available. And for me, it's been like that for the past year. I rarely have any help when it comes to just, you know, outside of her dad, and like he goes to work, so I'm here with the baby all day. So help is not a thing. Like I tell y'all, some days you don't have time to do nothing for yourself. And if you do have time, it's like if you do take time to do anything, it's always the baby is included. You don't have time to say, I'm gonna go do this. No, you're gonna go do this depending on how this baby act. Like right now, you know, I can say, oh, I want to go grocery store. Yeah, but you got a whole other lug and weight to carry on just going to the grocery store. I could just be like, hey, I need some butter. It's not that simple. You know, I have to get my baby ready, make sure she got a diaper, make sure she got milk, make sure she got a little clean diaper bag, you know, at least with a few things, because you don't want to just run nowhere without any materials, because you might think in your mind like, oh, I'm going to run to the store real quick. She don't need no diaper, she don't need nothing. But just so happen that store run into something else that you have to do, or it leads to something else, and now you out with no Pampers, no bottle, no milk, no nothing. So every time I leave the house, whether I'm just running to the grocery store, I always, like, I don't overdo it, but I always pack a Pamper, a wipe, a bottle, you know what I mean? Because you just need that kind of stuff no matter where you go. So it changes the way that you move, you know, all the time. I think I cried the most when she first was born. You know, just those days I was just sitting in the house and I'm just looking at this baby, and I'm just like, I'm a mom and I gotta take care of this little baby, you know. And it's like, it's really more sad, I think, when they first born, because they really are just helpless. Like, even though now she's helpless, but she don't realize it, you know. She's more mobile now, so she don't realize how helpless she is. But she can still go and cry enough and move enough and put something in her mouth. If she see a piece of food or something, she can let you know she hungry. If she see you eating, she can let you know, I want some too. You know what I mean? She can walk over to you and you can smell, and you know, you'll know that she need her diaper changed. You know what I mean? But like, when they so little and they just laying there, it's like you have to really kind of pick and choose like every little thing that's wrong with them, you know. And so that was like depressing, you know, and it was sad. And it's still moments now where I still get sad when I look at my baby, because it seems like every time I put her in the bathtub, I have my little moments, because, you know, you see your baby growth when you do different things. Just like when I put her in the tub, I see how little she was when I first ever put her in the tub versus how, you know, much she's growing now in the tub. Like how she can move around in the tub, play and do this and do that. When I first put her in the tub, she was like, you know, shaking, and it scared me, you know what I mean? So I have little breakdown moments when I put her in the tub, because I see her growth. And then, you know, I have a little bit of anxiety. My biggest anxieties, I think, are when she's sleeping. Like at night, I just want to be able to see her when she sleep. I'm real, like, you know, I jump up at night all the time just to check on her. It's getting a little bit better now, but I still got like that anxiety. You know, it's times where, you might be doing one thing, but you still go back in and just check on your child. It's just that it's something that we probably all experience as mothers. But just expressing myself of being a first-time mom, my first year, that's something that's like, whoo, it's not just your anxiety that you have. You know, I have an anxiety for my child now, you know what I mean? So that is like a new experience, you know, for first-time mom. Babies cry, and we all know that, but what I'm saying is they really cry, you know what I mean? Like, they really cry, you know, they cry for everything, you know, and it's like, it's just their way of communicating. But they cry more than what you think they do, you know what I mean? Especially when you are with them all day long, they cry a lot. So and what I mean by that is, it's not like they crying like, oh, you know, you don't take care of your baby because your baby cry. What I'm saying is, you have to get used to somebody communicating with you with cries or with, you know, emotion. You know, they cannot talk to us and tell us any little thing. So it could be something as small as, I don't want to, she don't want to watch this on TV, or she don't want that food, or she want to pick with this and I won't let her, or she want to do this, or she want this, or she's sleepy, or she this. It could be any little thing, but they cry for everything, you know, every single thing in life they cry about. And so that's really something that you have to mentally get yourself stable for. And that's something that I really was like, whoa, you know, like, they really cry. Like, and it's, to this day I still deal with it. Like, right now when my baby wake up, she gonna cry, and it's like, when that cry hit, you have to really jump up and get to it, you know what I mean? Like, that crying really moves you. Like, every time she cry, I'm moving. Every time she does something, you know, and it seems like I'm moving, I'm jumping. Her cries really really predict my movements, you know what I mean? And it's real, because sometimes you want the cry not to happen at this moment. Like, you might be in the middle of doing something very important, and then you hear the cry, and you have to really be like, okay, is the cry gonna stop, or do I have to get up? And sometimes the cry always wins, you know. So crying is a big deal. And overall, with the crying, I guess I can also add in the picking. And when I say picking, I mean getting into things. Kids get into things as they start to get older, and that's something that, you know, is real. It's real, and we still dealing with that. So we ain't gonna get too deep into that one. Whew. You need breaks. It's times where I might just be like, I don't get a lot of breaks, because you need them, just like the help. You need help, but you might not get it. You need breaks, but you might not get them. But I learned over this past year to take a break. Even if it means my baby crying and she been crying all day, stop what you're doing. If you too frustrated, take your 15. I'm just gonna express it from my point of view. I know that my daughter needs her dad in her life, you know what I mean? Point blank period. You know, I can say all day long that I can do this by myself, which I know that if it came down to it, that's what life is, and we all do it. And I respect anybody out there that's doing it by themselves. Woza, my head go off to y'all. However, I do want that, I know that my child needs her dad. Regardless if I choose to be in a relationship or a marriage or what, I know that that's still an important asset of a child's life. Parents. So this past year has taught me how you just can't up and run away from a situation, or just use your emotions and pick and choose how you want to deal with something because you got a baby. You know, it even changes the way I argue or the way I disagree sometimes. Like, it's a lot of times where I might disagree about something and I don't voice it the same way I usually would. I learned to tone it down a little bit. I learned to communicate in a different way because I got my child watching me, and I know the representation that I show her is what she gonna see as her parents, you know. So a lot of times I don't do too much arguing around my child, like, you know, like that, you know, like I used to be like that. I used to be like pump, pump, pump. Don't get me wrong, it's still there, you know what I mean? But not in that way towards her father and towards the relationship, to the point where I want my child to see me that way. If it's something that I need to discuss with her dad on a personal level, I try to find times where it's just us. I try to find times where I could put her down, or she could be in a different area and we could discuss the things that we maybe need to discuss and things like that, because I realize how important that is. And I realize that this other person loves my child and loves his child the way that I love her. You feel what I'm saying? And I think I appreciate the fact that I did have a brother, because I was able to see a man's perspective on loving their kids, you know, because sometimes I don't know if women in general sometimes realize how much some men do really love their kids. Some do, not all, I'm not speaking for all. And so me seeing the love that my brother has for his kids showed me that men really do, it's men out here who really love their kids and really want to be a part of their life, you know. So I have to learn how to make things meet halfway, regardless of how I feel and regardless of how my emotions feel, because I know that that's important for the foundation of my baby. You know, not just her upbringing, her foundation needs to have it where she knows that she has a dad and she knows that this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So having her has taught me a lot about how to deal with other people. It even have changed the way I look at my mother. Me and my mom never really had a total bad relationship. I'm not gonna say that. Of course, when I got into my teen years, you know, I had my rebellious years, you know, where, you know, I didn't always agree with everything my mom said. And sometimes you know, it was to that point where every little thing my mom did sometimes would just, you know, get me like that, because I didn't really want to, I guess it was just that control that your parents have. And when you get to a certain age, you don't want to feel like you're being controlled. You know what I mean? So I went through that. But once I had my daughter and I see all the sacrifices that I have to make, and I mean, I feel like in my heart that I really take care of my child. Like, and I know a lot of people do take care of their kids, but what I'm saying is, like, I really take care of my baby. Like, I really, like, try to keep her up. Like, I really be trying to comb her hair, you know what I'm saying, every day, every other day. I really be putting her on cute little clothes. I really be bathing her up. I really like clip her fingernails and clip her toenails to make sure they're not dirty. I really like sit her up and try to make sure that she has you know, the things that she like and the little snacks that she like. I really take her out places. I buy her nice things, you know. I go out my way to, like, try to make sure I breastfeed. I go out my way to buy the formula that she needs, like the diapers, the wipes, like everybody, we do that. And I really feel like in my heart that I really take care of my child, like for real, for real. Sometimes I buy her things that she probably don't even need, but that's just me. I'm one of those parents. I'm here with my baby every single day. My baby has never stayed the night over nobody's house. Nobody else has ever watched my baby. I'm here with my baby from sun up to sundown every single day. I feel like I take care of my baby. And so for me to see the sacrifices that we take as women to have these babies, like, we have these babies, we take care of these babies, we get up at night, we try to make sure we do this and do that. And I know that I get that from my mom, because you are a reflection of your parent, you know what I mean? In the same way that I take care of my baby, my mom took care of me. So it made me respect my mother just on a different level when I had my baby, because I'm like, dang, mom, you really would, you know, I seen times when we was little, you know, and my mom would just, you know, go and keep us up, you know, and you know, make sure we was clean and make sure that we had, you know, our hair combed and this, and we looked nice before we went out the house. And she never would want us to go out the house if we didn't look a certain way, and wipe your face off and do this and do this and do this, you know. And now I see, like, whoa, it's a lot that goes into just really taking care of your child. I'm not talking about the most expensive lavish things. I'm talking about really taking that time out for your kids. That's a big job, y'all, and y'all know it, you know what I mean? So I respect my mom a lot more being a parent now, because I'm like, yo, you really did that, you know. And then she had my brother too. I was the youngest and she had my brother, so she had 2 kids, in which we all know it's a lot of people had a bunch of kids. I'm saying she really did a good job. You know what I'm saying? She really did a good job keeping us up, keeping us clean. We wasn't them like little dirty, little snotty nosed kids. You know what I'm saying? She did a good job, and that's, you gotta respect people who do it on that level. You know, it's levels to this thing, y'all. It's levels to it. And I respect them people who do it on that level. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I respect my mom a lot more. I respect a lot of people a lot more. Like, yeah, y'all did that. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, overall, the relationships I have with people and the way that I view people has changed this past year being a mom, y'all. I just want to end this video off by saying I appreciate y'all for staying tuned this long. I appreciate y'all for watching this. My daughter is a joy and a blessing to me. All the things that I say in this video of the ups and downs, it's not her. She didn't ask to be here. You know, I love her with all my heart, y'all, and I can't wait to celebrate her 1-year-old party. And I'm just so blessed and thankful for everything this past year, just the whole experience. So this is all positivity, y'all, even though I still gotta let y'all know the truth. It's not easy. It's not, y'all. It's not easy. But I thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for the next up and coming video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all. Bye, guys.
Hot conversations, outrageous. You smile.